Hey there from State Adventures, Carolina Gilcapi here to tell you all about our delicious experiences in South Africa. Let me share my screen and you'll be able to see the itinerary. Let's go through it together. There's so many details and behind the scenes decisions here that I wanted to make sure we touch on all of them for you. This is a private tour priced based on 4 people. But if there are only 2 of you traveling, or if you have more friends, just let me know and we will tweak it. Because it's private, you can choose your own dates. We can make it longer, shorter, add another area. It is your trip. So for this particular itinerary, you will arrive on September 13th to Johannesburg. It's a major international airport, lots of flights into this airport. That's why we kind of like to start here and end on the beach of Cape Town. So starting in Johannesburg, you will have 2 nights. We will pick you up from the airport, private car. We'll take you to the Da Vinci Hotel, beautiful location. You can walk to restaurants. You can be close for some wine tasting, a really great place to unwind after your long travels. I don't like when clients take an overnight flight and then connect right to a safari, and then they're exhausted and they are not really appreciating the most expensive part of their trip. So let's unwind in Johannesburg and then start with our safari. So we'll be there for 2 nights. And while you're there, you're going to see the best of Johannesburg with our guides. Private tour, private car. You're going to go to Soweto Township. You're going to have a nice local lunch. You're going to get a good sense of the history of this city. And it's a beautiful city. And then on the 15th, we're going to take you to the airport, take a short flight to Safari, and we will begin with Kruger National Park, the most famous safari park in South Africa. And we're going to be here for 5 nights, split between 2 lodges. So the first lodge is this train Shalati Lodge. If you see on this photo, it is extremely unique. It is an old train that has been redone into a luxury safari hotel. So each cart is a private room, beautiful bathrooms, beautiful public spaces. Everything is included, from your excursions to your meals to beautiful wines to the guides that will take you around. It is really a once in a lifetime opportunity to stay here. It's such a unique place. And we're going to be here for 2 nights, which I think is the perfect introduction to a safari experience, because instead of being on the ground in a tent or in a lodge, you are above ground and you can really see us, so far in all directions. It's really wonderful. So after 2 nights at the Shalati train hotel, we will move on to the Kapama Buffalo Camp. Now, the Kapama is a well-known South African safari brand, and they have wonderful lodges throughout. And the Buffalo Camp is a really traditional luxury camp. So if you see the way the room is, it's a canvas tented camp. It's exactly what you think of when you think of safari and game drives and being staying there in the bush. But of course, they have pools and beautiful spaces for you to enjoy, and all your meals are included with gourmet chefs, and of course premium wines will be served every day. When you go out on game drives, there's going to be sundowners and all sorts of really special experience. One of my favorite experiences on a game drive is the Boma dinner. So you come back, the sun is setting and they light fires in a big circle and you have dinner like the traditional way, out in the bush, surrounded by fire pits. It's just wonderful. So we're going to be here for 3 nights, and I chose the Kapama not only for their access to really wonderful food and wine, and of course a good location for game driving, but they also have access to hot air balloons. They also are near villages and schools that you can visit if you'd like. So you can make this trip your own by adding all these little touches, and we can discuss it closer to departure. If you want to add it, you can do it locally as well. I don't like to add hot air balloons all the time ahead of time, because if it's windy, you're going to have to move the dates. It's just better to work directly with the concierge at the lodge and make sure that you get it exactly when it's the best time to do that. And you're going in September. So the seasons are flipped in South Africa. So September is the end of summer. So it's mild weather. It's swimming, definitely pool weather, but mornings and evenings could be cool already. It's just such a nice time. It's dry season. So animals are congregating at watering holes. And it also means that there's not a lot of mud when you're going out on these game drives, so that, you're not prolonging the time that you're sitting in a car. I just wanted to touch on, before we leave the safari portion of the itinerary, you can do safari in very different ways. I chose lodges that are specifically on private reserves, which means that the game drives can go off-road, can go after dark. This is very special because if you are in a public part of the park, you will not be able to do that. You only stay on paved roads and you only have specific hours of the day. So keep that in mind when comparing lodges. Always ask me and I will dig up any information that you need about the experience to make sure that you're getting exactly what it is that you're looking for. Now, September 20th, after 5 full nights of game driving and safari, we will take a flight into Cape Town, and then the driver will pick you up and drive about 40 minutes outside of town to the winelands, to the wine country. And we will stay in Stellenbosch at this beautiful Lanzerac hotel. It is stunning. I mean, the views from here, the outdoor spaces, the vineyards, the wine tasting they organize, the dinners that they have here are really lovely. It's a great place to kind of unwind and have a completely different experience from being out in the bush. As you see, it's lovely accommodations, and we will be here for 3 nights. So your first arrival day is kind of a day to enjoy the lodge. And then we will have a full day private winelands tour. So our guide, a specialist in wine, will take you to all the different villages. We'll do wine tastings. We'll do all sorts of different experiences for you to get a good sense of the area. And then the third day, I left free. And that's because the lodge itself has wine tastings, has different opportunities. You are also close to the main village, so you can go into town, explore on your own, go on bicycles, whatever it is. Now, if you want the full itinerary and you want something added here, just reach out. I have plenty of other ideas for you. Especially if you're outdoors and enjoy hiking or being active, there are many different things that we can do on the coast. And after your 3 nights in the wine country, we're going to end the trip with Cape Town. So we're going to drive back to Cape Town about 40 minutes and check into your hotel on the waterfront. So I really want you to get a good sense of this amazing, beautiful city. It has the ocean. It has colorful townships and parts of the city to explore. It has beautiful museums. It has Table Mountain, which we will do, and we will touch on all of that. And of course, it is on Cape Peninsula, which is, the southernmost point of Africa. And we will make sure to include all of that. So once you arrive and you check into your hotel, Victoria and Alfred, which is a super known traditional hotel on the waterfront, very, very nice. Great access to restaurants and exploring the waterfront itself. We will also have a welcome dinner at the Spice Experience at the Gold Restaurant. So the Spice Experience is probably 2 to 3 hours of different tastings, different entrees. It's a great thing that they do to kind of introduce you to all the different flavors of Africa in one meal. And then the following day, we'll go down to the peninsula. We'll see penguins. We'll go tasting. There'll just be amazing views. You can even do the gondola at the top of the tip of the peninsula. So you'll have a full day excursion. And, of course, the penguins are on Boulders Beach. If you want, we can kayak here. We'll have a beautiful seafood lunch there. And then on our last full day in Cape Town, we will do the Cape Town tour. So to show you all the highlights and, of course, go to the top of Table Mountain, which is one of my favorite spots in Cape Town for sure. After that, we will have a free day for you. That's your third full day. And that's because there's so much to see and do in Cape Town. And I want you to have one day kind of exploring and rest and tasting your way through Cape Town before you fly home. But I noticed we just have a little typo here. I'll fix that. On day 16, that is when we will fly home. So you're going to be picked up from the airport, from the hotel, and taken to the airport and be brought home. So that is our just over 2 weeks itinerary to South Africa. It's just one way to experience the country. Of course, we can tweak it in any way, but if you are interested in more information on different options, on pricing, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help. Happy travels.